Hey guys, Don Martino here with a special message from Logitech. Do you guys like to create content? Well, these guys got what you need. We at Anorax believe in the brand of Logitech because they have helped us get started and they have helped us get out of a lot of different binds that we have been in. We're here to offer you some of the best deals Logitech has to offer, so please go down and click the links in the description below and that will be enough to get you started. Game of Thrones Season 2 is once again created by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, and this time tells the story of a family divided. And considering where Season 1 left off, I think we could have come to expect this sort of thing. Now, the beginning of the season, it takes a minute to get going. Believe me, I was quite bored through many moments toward the beginning. And I think a lot of this is really just due to the fact that it's setting up a lot more than the first season did, but it's almost setting things up in an entirely new direction. And I didn't have a problem with this because it seemed to flow very naturally still from where the first season left off. There's a lot of amazing things about this season, and one of those things is that we get to see a lot more character development for the character of Daenerys, played by Emilia Clarke, and she does a pretty good job in this season, I think. Also, a lot more development for the character of Arya, played by Maisie Williams in this series, and I really enjoyed that as well. Peter Dinklage gives another great performance as Tyrion Lannister in this season, and once again, I think he might be my favorite part of the entire season. Peter Dinklage is definitely the standout performance. He gives comedy that keeps the show going, but it's not in a way that seems forced. It's very organic the way that it comes up. One of my biggest gripes with this season, though, is the character of Sansa Stark, played by Sophie Turner, and the thing is her character does not get a whole lot of development. There's a lot of things developing around her and a lot of characters developing around her, but she just seems to kind of stay in the same place. And maybe that's the way that the creators meant it to be, but it just bothered me throughout the entirety of the season. Again, the pacing of this season is very slow at times. It will cause boredom at certain moments, but I think that once you get into it, you really get into it. And the battle sequence toward the end is amazing. It's one of the greatest battle sequences I've ever seen on screen, and I highly recommend the show just based off that alone. This season is very good because of where the season ends. It does a great job of going to where it wants to go very organically. Nothing seems very forced about this show in its entirety. And that's one of the things I love about Game of Thrones so much, and this season definitely has a natural way of setting things up in an opposite direction. For the time that he's on screen, Kit Harington does a pretty good job as Jon Snow as well. We barely see him, but he gets a little bit more development in this season for sure, and he's doing a lot more than he did in the first season. And if you're bored at any point in the show, there's always this kind of visual eye candy that you can look at from beginning to end of it. It's a visually stunning show. In Season 1 and this season, the set design is just incredible. It continues to be incredible throughout the entirety of this season, and it blows me away that they could bring something like this to TV. You'll also be learning a lot more about the Night's Watch in this season, and I found that to be some of the more compelling stuff, and I kind of wish we had a little bit more of it, but the moments that we got it were just enough too. One of the biggest questions of Season 1 is, why is everybody scared of winter? Why does it matter that winter's coming? Well, I feel like that question is definitely answered in a very cool way in this season. So if you guys don't like the first portion of this season, you will like the second half of it. It's very good. It's much more compelling than the first half of the season. And I think by the end, and I said this in my Season 1 review, you will want to keep going. And trust me, you better, because Season 3 is great. I'll get to that in a different review, but trust me, you want to keep going with the show. So in the end, this was another really great season of Game of Thrones, and I'm going to go ahead and give it an A-. I've been Don Martino. If you want to continue to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button below, hit the like button, leave some comments in the feedback section, and continue to watch.